You don't put what's cheap, you don't put what you like, you put what people want. And that's another reason to work with a good agent.
Yeah.
Because they know buyers are telling them what they want. Because it's always changing.
Yeah.
It's brown, it's tan, it's white, it's gray, it's
Grayish.
gray.
Yeah, grays.
It's always something.
Put the cabinets dark color, put them all white. It's constantly changing. But when you're a fix and flipper, you should really pay attention to that. Because if you want top dollar, you're gonna do all this hard work, get the most money you can for this house.
You're listening to the AZREIA Show. If you're looking for quality real estate investing information that you can trust, you've found it. Stay tuned and join the tens of thousands of members that have already benefited from AZREIA, your home for education, market information, support, and networking opportunities that will advance your real estate investing career.
Welcome to another episode of the AZREIA Show. I am your host, Marcus Maloney, and our executive director and co-host, Mike Del Prete.
Hello. Welcome.
We're excited today, man, because we got some information we want to go over with you guys. We want to share with you. So we have Rick De Luca. Rick De Luca is first a real estate investor, a real estate agent, and then also he hosts the Experienced Real Estate Investors subgroup here at AZREIA. So we're going to talk about some of the market shifts, some of the market changes, how Rick can help you guys explore your business as a fix and flipper, as an investor, because we want to make sure we provide the right services for you. So Rick, man, welcome to the show. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Great.
Part two.
Part
yes,
two.
part two.
No one ever saw part one, though.
Part one, never released. In the vault.
Never released.
That's in the vault.
Yes. That's we'll keep some scarcity on that one. Right? If you like this one, we'll let you know about part one.
Introduce us to Rick De Luca. Who is Rick De Luca, and why should we be listening to Rick?
All right. Rick De Luca is an Arizona native. So I've been in Arizona my entire life, 49 years now. And I've always been interested in investing. So obviously now the new outlets, real estate investing, but even from an early age, before I could even sign for my own accounts, I wanted to invest in stocks. And so my mom helped me sign for my account, and I was investing in stocks back in the 90s because I just saw how you could put money that you saved, and without doing anything, it's making more money for you. So I just love that concept. So I've continued it on. And then I saw eventually, the power of real estate, because I actually even started, I was like, man, I really want to do this and help other people do it. So I became a financial advisor, private client group at Merrill Lynch, and I was a financial advisor there. But I just saw it was just so one way with stocks that I wanted to invest in other things. And I saw the power of real estate.
Okay.
So then I actually became an appraiser. And I had an appraisal company for about 12 years. And then basically that kind of morphed into seeing how you can add value to a house, change the carpet, change the paint. And that was the beginning of what we call flipping now and rehabbing. But that was something that we noticed early on. So I started working with some investors and eventually developed work in the real estate broker side. But we really focus on helping people. So really in our essence, in our business, is our mission statements, helping people build wealth through real estate.
Awesome.
Okay.
Love it. I like that. So background in appraisals, how's that helped you in the real estate world?
Oh, it's helped me tremendously. I think that's my first and strongest strength inside of real estate, is being able to determine not only like current value, retail value, and then after rehab value.
Okay.
Because I see that's a big mistake a lot of investors make, and especially wholesalers, unfortunately, because it's just the nature of the business, is that they're not able to value the property properly.
Right. Overestimate the value and then underestimate the rehab, right? Overestimate.
It's all about
what
the
is
buy,
going to be
right?
done, right?
It's all about the buy. And the thing is, a lot of wholesalers, and I tell them, I said, look, you guys, wholesalers, they really focus their skills on finding properties, right? And with a little bit of profit on there. But I see often they throw out these ARVs, this property, buy it for this, and it's worth this. But I ask a lot of them, how do you determine how much it's going to cost to rehab this property?
Right.
And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, how much per square foot is luxury vinyl plank? I don't know. So how are you coming up with your numbers?
Yeah.
And then so when they go to the market to sell it to a fix and flipper or somebody, they're off.
Right.
So I say, look, just offer the property at the price and don't try to say, just say, hey,
Yeah.
it's 300,000. Don't try to tell everybody it's worth 500,000.
So cause not all of us are ever going to be an appraiser. Some of us won't even be a licensed agent, right? But MLS is obviously the best place to do comp. So what's a tip or two you can share with everyone out there on how to comp a property? Because that's one of the most important. It's the most important number you need, especially if you're flipping or wholesaling.
Yeah. So one, a lot of investors use like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. You have access to the MLS through me, through a lot of other agents.
Okay.
So the first thing to do is partner up with a real estate agent because they can give you access portals through the MLS for free.
Yep.
You can go on our website and hit search, and literally we have Yuma, Prescott, and whole Phoenix County.
Okay.
Maricopa County, Phoenix metro area. And you can search the MLS directly through and you can hit fix up properties. You can search your criteria. We don't filter it. So it's right there.
So is it a portal or can you comp?
You can actually comp. Like when we did our class for AZREIA recently, actually the website, my computer wasn't working. So I just borrowed yours, remember? And I actually just went to my website and comped the properties right from there.
Oh,
Wow.
awesome. Man.
That's good. That's
So
good.
what's a tip? Or was that the tip? Get an agent.
No, so
Yes.
okay. So there's the tip is to actually use the MLS.
Got
okay.
it. There you
Okay.
go.
The
There you
second thing to do is to really focus in. I think if I had to give one, focus in on your neighborhood. You might have a house, and I show this to everybody. I said, look, hit satellite view and look at the roofs.
Yeah.
If you're like comping a house and your house has a red roof, and then you're using houses that have brown roofs, because they may be across the street, but they're in a different subdivision. They're a different house.
Different age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different subdivisions. So try to stick in your neighborhood, and it's even better to go back in time or expand out a little bit in your criteria, like square footage, to see like your true neighborhood, because every neighborhood's a little different. What's rule number one in real estate agent?
Yep. That's it.
So you go find an agent, or you might not have access to MLS. So when you're trying to comp properties and especially if you're a deal finder of some level or a fix flipper or wholesaler, you're looking at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 houses. The agent's not gonna comp all that.
No.
Or like, how do you build that value or that relationship or with an agent? Or what else can you do?
Yeah. You got to provide value to an agent. I see a lot of investors and because a lot of the training nowadays is go out and hit as many agents as you can. In reality, there's tens of thousands of agents in Arizona, just in Maricopa County. But in reality, there's like top 10% is doing most of the work.
Right.
So really, you don't need to get to know all of them. You need to know 2 or 3 really good agents that are doing business, or even better yet, develop one really good relationship with an agent.
Okay.
And when you buy a house, use them. If you're going to sell a place, use them. One, if they're a good agent, they're going to get you more money than you can, because my second strength as an agent now is negotiating. And negotiating is very tough. And regardless, I know we're investors, it's about the money, not emotions, but it's also sometimes about your personal money, and you are personally invested. So having that buffer, that agent takes you out of it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's like tip one is actually build a team,
Okay.
build a real estate agent, find the money, find your hard money lender, find private money lenders, find traditional lenders, accountants. A lot of times we look on things and watch these videos on podcasts and you try to do it all yourself. But literally people have these jobs. You should go to the experts and let them be part of your team. They will work for you, and it's so worth the money.
And they'll give you quality experience, some of the things that they've done and everything like that.
Yeah.
When you try and do everything on your own, yeah, you can have a level of success, right? But you still need those professionals to lead you and steer you in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, wealth is a team sport, and that's why here at AZREIA we have our business associates. That's why we've got hard money lenders, private money lenders, insurance companies, air conditioner companies, eviction attorneys, business attorneys, title companies. So we have it all here at AZREIA, but they're everywhere. But you need to
Right.
get that team built. So
Yeah, like you see it on Facebook. Hey, everybody, I just got my first deal. Anybody recommend an insurance agent? You know what? That's great to go, but or what kind of insurance should I get? Really, you should have your insurance agent. Like you said, there's
Yeah.
insurance agents part of
You
AZREIA.
should have that insurance before you close on that deal.
Yeah, I just saw one post and how something happened and somebody broke into the property. So it was a fix and flipper, fix it up, listed on the market, and somebody broke into the lockbox and stole all the appliances.
oh, geez.
Wow.
And he said the insurance said it's not covered. Well, that's because it's a vacant home. You have to
Yep.
have special insurance for that. If
Yeah.
you just go to your regular agent, they're going to tell you, yeah, we can insure it. They always do.
Yep.
But when it comes to a claim, they're not going to cover it.
Yeah, you want those. Yeah, in every service, accounting, insurance, you want those service providers that are familiar with investors, right?
Exactly.
And outside of AZREIA, like more even going to when you're looking for an agent or someone like yourself, you already have these resources personally as well. So having a good agent that understands investors will have all these resources for you, like yourself.
And that's part of building a team. And a lot of like clients can come to us and we already have that.
Yeah.
Who do you need to know? We basically have a concierge service for investors. So who do you need for insurance? We can show you who. We can show you what type of insurance you need. A lot of my clients, they send me stuff or we're beginning to work with, and they'll start sending me things from accountants because it's always clickbait right on
Right.
online about you save money, you can pay your kids, you can do this and that. But the real thing is, you know what, just have that relationship with your accountant because everybody's situation is different. And ask the accountant and they'll tell you exactly how to do it. How to run your 1031 exchange, how to run your
course.
fix and flip business. And you should always already be using a professional anyhow.
All the time.
So go to your accountant because like I could tell Marcus, you know what, you should do this with your taxes and tell Mike the same thing and it
Yep.
doesn't apply to
That
Mike
doesn't
because
apply.
he runs his business differently.
So true. So true.
What else you seeing in the market today?
Market is really starting to shift.
Good or bad?
It's good.
What do you think?
It's good.
Okay.
Okay.
When it's bad, that's when you make money, right?
Yep.
And I think we've been through the worst of things in the past, and we see it upticking. So it's good for all of us because now people, I think, have, like on the traditional real estate side, people are starting to sell again. And a lot of people there's a ton of buyers who are starting to buy again.
Yeah, I definitely saw the rise in listings. Just yeah, seasonal. It happens in January just because people don't list their properties during the holidays. But there is quite a few properties now that's coming on the market.
Yeah. And we're seeing them go the other day we went to look at a property and it had just hit the market that day. And then on the way there, it already got a notification it went under contract.
Wow.
And the other one's multiple offers.
So what, as investors out there looking to buy rentals or flips, like what should they be looking for right now? What should they be doing?
As investors, you always look for some opportunities.
All the time, yeah.
But in reality, with this kind of market, we still have low inventory overall.
Yep.
So, you can develop those relationships because there's still a lot of things off market. But on market, what we're advising our clients to do is, hey, there's still opportunities because we're here January, end of January. And if you look back, if you listed your house in November, October, December, you have been sitting on the market because the market was and then rates just started dropping. Now a lot of the average buyers like, oh, I've seen that house. I've seen that. Now you can go there and someone's going to get a deal on that house because those sellers
Yeah.
have been holding the homes. You look at a lot of them are vacant. So we've been starting to put offers on, and we actually last night, we got one under contract.
Love
Motivated.
it. You talked about negotiating, and if the pent up demand is starting to come out, like what are some skill sets like you would recommend, like you would bring to the table to get these deals under contract? Because we just went through all that a couple years ago, all those massive offers. So what are you doing to help your clients?
Yes, my skill set is, like I tell clients, look, when we're buying things, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm assisting you. I'm representing you in this transaction to get this property. So my job is to sell the other agent, the seller. We paint a picture. Even sometimes we find like there's a newer agent or something that has the property. and I'll literally type up like a whole example of what they need to tell their client to assist them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, look, I'm not here to beat you up. I want to work with you. We're
Right.
partners.
Yeah.
You got a house you want to sell, and we want to buy
We
it.
want to
Yeah.
buy.
Let's work something out
I like
here.
that.
Yep.
It's funny how things change. Markets are always changing, especially here in Phoenix. It's always fast. But like traditionally, you hire an agent because their job is to drum up attention to sell the house. The fight is always to get people to want to buy the house. And now it's you have to have that agent that could get that home buyer the house. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. But
different skill
still,
set.
the buyers are very picky still.
Okay.
So
Yep.
just because you throw a house up on the market doesn't mean it's going to get snatched up.
Yeah.
If it's all done and done right, like I tell the fix and flippers, you can't go out and buy everything that's in the sell section of Home Depot and put it in your house and expect top dollar.
Exactly.
It's missed and matched, it's old styles,
Right.
it doesn't look great. That's not what people want. I say you don't put what's cheap, you don't put what you like, you put what people want. And that's another reason to work with a good agent, because they know buyers are telling them what they want, because it's always changing.
Yeah.
It's brown, it's tan, it's white, it's gray, it's
Grayish.
gray.
Yeah, grays.
It's always
You know,
something.
because, put the cabinets a dark color, put them all white. It's constantly changing. But when you're a fix and flipper, you should really pay attention to that, because if you want top dollar, you're going to do all this hard work, get the most money you can for this house.
Absolutely.
So go out, buy what people want, and put it in there, and you're going to be successful.
And that in the agent, right, or if you're investing, you're comping your properties, which you should be anyways. You're going to see that in all the solds,
Yeah.
comparables, right? You're going to see what they're doing, do what the neighborhood is doing. Yeah.
But you also see it in there. That's a good example, because you see it like, oh, this is remodeled, this is remodeled. But this one looks like, oh, it's the nice colors. It's got all the gold mirrors and the bathrooms and the vanities, nice faucets. And then the other one has new everything, but it's all hodgepodge. Like we went in one the other day and the mirror was black. The handles were silver. And then the faucets in the bathtub were like gold.
Oh
Very
yeah.
awkward. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all new, and everything was great, but it just didn't look aesthetically.
Wasn't no consistency
No. So
throughout.
was it finished? Yes. Was it all new? Yes. Did it look right? Was that no? Right there, the buyer's already saying, I got to fix things.
Yeah, yeah.
And a good agent that works with investors also understands the off-market world.
Yes.
So I know you're out at the networking meetings. We see you all the time. You host a networking meeting for us. So it's what are you doing? What are some tips, or what are you doing in the off-market world to help your clients get deals?
We, back in 2019, 2020, started inventories low. We recognized that. So we actually have a crew of individuals, acquisition team, to find off-market properties just for our clients.
Okay.
So we don't go, a lot of people say, put me on your list. We don't do any of that. We work on a relationship basis. So if you tell me what you want, Marcus, and you're exactly not just a buy box, but what you really want,
Right.
we will literally go try to find it for you. And then we say, here it is. So we do try that off market. We help with our clients. We understand, a lot of this, we're doing subject twos wraps like a couple years ago.
Yep.
And now we see that coming up more and more. But just as quick as it comes, it's probably going to be fading out later this year, honestly, because
So true.
with all the reasons why it's popular now, those actual market reasons are starting to fade off.
Fade off, yeah, starting to shift again.
And so you always got to be thinking about what is the next thing.
The market determines your strategy.
Exactly.
At some level.
And that's actually a point number 2.
What else you got?
Yeah.
I always say, look, tell every investor, whether you're new, especially if you're new, but even if you're not, focus on one thing at a time. Because what happens is we chase that shiny penny, and a lot of times when you see it and it's so popular, it's already old. Everybody's moved on. So find something that's really working in your market, get to know it and understand it. But again, you don't have to be the expert. Like pad split, right? Is really starting to come on in Arizona. You don't need to know everything about pad split necessarily. You just need to understand the investing concepts, the tools in that situation, and make the relationships with the people who know. And just if you're a wholesaler, you got to understand, you got two sides. You got an acquisition and you got a disposition. So you need to focus on one side. I tell a lot of team up, maybe get a partner, because it's as much work to find
It's a
a
lot of work.
property
Yeah.
as it is to sell it.
Yep.
And then you hit that entrepreneur roller coaster where you do all this
Yeah.
work to find a deal, and then you spend all your time to sell
Sell it. Yep.
and then you're done, and you're like, oh, now I got to find
Start
one,
over.
and
Yeah.
and it's just up
Yep.
and down.
It's so true.
So you work with a lot of experienced investors, and then you hold a subgroup, right, with experienced investors. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's a subgroup which we're focused, like you said, on people who are actually doing activities in investing. So it could be land flipping, wholesalers, fix and flip, buy and holds. We get a lot of different landlord situations, short term, Airbnbs. It's pretty interesting because when you start speaking with people and they open up, we even had one this month actually, and he purchased the rights to one of the Black Eyed Peas songs.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
And he was like, yeah. I was like, what's your best investment right now? I just asked the questions to people. And he says, actually, I just bought the rights last year to Black Eyed Peas, this song. And he's that one's paying the most money for me.
Wow.
That's great.
But it's great to be around those people with that mindset. So I think that's what the biggest thing is. And we have some people who are like, hey, I'm newer and stuff. We welcome everybody.
Okay.
And everybody come on in and join us. And it's great just to be, but when you're in the room like that, try to provide value, but then also see what you can gain from that, because there's a lot of knowledge in the room.
And that's the third Wednesday of the month.
Third Wednesday of the month. We try to keep it pretty consistent with that.
And it's hanging out, right?
It's hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no presentation. We meet in a little area there. It's a wine bar, so you can grab yourself a wine. They also have beer. They have some food now, but you just relax. You're talking to everybody, but don't worry if you're shy. We make sure everybody's
Yeah,
included.
you talk to everybody for
Yeah.
sure.
And
And
we
they
do
owe us
get
a
you.
cheese board.
Yeah, there was a
Just
cheese
kidding.
board.
There's those because it's been over a year you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes there might be a cheese board there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
They have
Okay.
some great food.
That's great. Awesome. Yeah, that's a great group, man. I love going down there. It's right down the street from our office. Go to our calendar, AZREIA.org/calendar. Check it out. Register. Cool, man. You got another tip?
Yeah, my last one is, look, some investors, and sometimes it's required by law in certain states, you got to get your real estate license, right?
Okay.
But I say don't become a realtor, because
All right.
So this is advice from a realtor.
yes,
Okay.
look, it is a full-time job.
It is.
Yeah.
And if you want to be an investor, stay an investor. I see the most successful investors that we have no desire to be an agent, don't want to get in that realm. They just lean into their agent. So find a good agent who knows what they're doing, investor friendly, and lean into it. Because if you become a realtor, then, that's why I say like real estate agent, realtor. Because, your niece wants to buy a house. Okay. Do you know how to do that in a traditional? Do you know how to negotiate with the agent? Do you know how to do the inspections, handle the appraisal? If you're not doing it every day, it's a lot of work. And so I say that don't become a realtor, because that's a distraction. Stay with your main job, your main income
like that.
focus is real estate investing. So stick with that. It's something that we always have to balance ourselves.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for over 20 years now, and we have a team set up so we can do it. But we have people on our team who are agents and some who aren't, because they don't have that license, because it's a distraction for them.
Yeah, Marcus and I deal with that with the Deal Finders Club. So when someone's new to wholesaling and they want to learn the business, they're like, should I get my license? It could have its benefits and complementary pieces. Right?
Yeah,
There's nothing
some.
wrong with it, but wait, do it at the right time, because we preach it's like when you're getting for just a wholesale, or even if it's fix and flip, you should be looking for your first deal. Right? You should be getting the education, because I'd rather that 90 hours you're studying and reading and going to classes, taking the test, failing it, taking it again. Like,
You do when you pass the test, the whole school's developed to help you pass the test, learn the laws, things like that.
That's it.
It doesn't teach you anything on the day-to-day activities. That's why I even tell every agent, I said, hey, if you want to be a real estate agent, a realtor, then you need to get a mentor for a year or two and work with them, because you don't know anything.
Hit the streets. That's what I always tell them.
How do you
Hit the streets.
how do you handle when the appraisal doesn't come in? How do you handle clients when the inspection, something pops up?
Yeah,
And
Benzer items, stuff like that.
How do you format your offer to, if you need concessions or if you want to buy down, or how do you do? There's so much intricacies. You got to work, like when I want to make an offer for you, I have to go speak with the lender first. You say, why? How much down? What do they need? Do they need to put this? Where's their threshold? A lot of intricacies to make that offer work.
And everything you just said happens in every single deal.
Every
Yeah.
day.
And so you're going to be doing all that while you're trying to get your first wholesale deal.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Distracted.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
you're sitting there trying to do your flip.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get it done. Oh, and then plus you gotta you're gonna sell the house. So now you gotta market it. Oh, and I gotta get signs printed.
Yeah.
I gotta go spend $500 on open house signs and start doing this. And unfortunately, you see a lot of open houses and they're sad. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
And it's a good point. Cecil, who was in the Deal Finders Club, he's now an active fix and flipper. He said the same thing. I think he said that because it's like all that time. Yes, you save your 3% at some level, but the time and effort you said going to get the signs and figuring out how to market, that time could be going to find your next flip. So
Yeah, because when you list a house and you start following up with agents, and again, just like wholesaling. Okay, if your flip's done, you should have already found your next flip and be working at it.
Yep.
Not sitting here trying to sell it. Because by the time you do all the work and you sell it, okay, now I got my money. Now I got to find something else.
Yeah.
love it.
It's
Great tips.
3 different businesses, and people try and put it all into one. They try and do wholesaling, get licensed, and do fix and flips. Those are 3 different businesses, 3 different tracks, and you got to be able to make sure you stay focused
Well, it's
on one.
what you said. It's businesses. You want to create a business, but really, in reality, you basically created yourself 3 different
3
jobs.
different jobs. Yep.
Great
Yep.
tip, man.
Yep.
Good.
Great tip. So, Rick, what's next, man? What you got next coming up, and how can we get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on all kinds of things. We're transitioning. Obviously, the big thing for us on our radar right now, I'll give you a little tip here, is affordable housing, right?
Yeah.
No matter what, in Arizona, we see a lot of opportunity, a lot of people moving in for a lot of reasons, job creation, the new interstate coming in, the warehousing facilities coming in. All those things are on our radar. Jobs are coming in. We don't have enough houses. And of course, as prices go up, we're losing affordable housing. So we are working on things such as we're buying land and putting manufactured homes on it.
Love it.
To create that for areas. We're also working on, we work directly with a builder. We do multifamily. So obviously the big projects are dying down quickly. So we're really focusing on 2 to 4 units
Okay.
because there's still a lot of opportunities, a lot of house hacking. I think that's great for people still. And yeah, I see us finally the light at the end of the tunnel. This is it. This is the opportunity. A lot of people have faded off because it has been tough. So now's the opportunity for all of us to really kick it up in gear. And we have more listings and more purchases projects we're working on than we did all last year already.
Okay. So you guys are hearing this from an experienced
Yep.
real estate agent and investor over 20 years. Take that information that Rick has shared with you and apply it in your business, apply it in what you guys are doing, and show up. Come to the Experienced Investors Group. You can go to AZREIA.org/calendar, see exactly when and where that is, and then you can come and network, meet Rick, meet some of the other investors, get some tips. But the main thing is network and get some relationships, build some relationships. So, Rick, thank you so much for being here, man.
Awesome.
We always see you around the community. You're always talking to somebody, always sharing the tip, and we really appreciate that.
Yep. Happy to help out.
How do we get a hold of you? We didn't
Yep.
even do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Best way is to go on my Instagram, Rick De Luca Real Estate.
Okay.
And I'm usually pretty active there, as well as check out our DeLuca group, az.com. You can access the MLS right there for free.
Love it. Go for it. You're in good hands with Rick. Check
Yep.
him out.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
guys,
Thanks,
you know exactly what to do. Get out there, take massive action, and AZREIA is all about empowering investors one property at a time. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the AZREIA Show with your hosts, Marcus Maloney and Mike Del Prete. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found this information valuable, head over to AZREIA.org and learn more about our community.